All right, everybody. Back again. Majestic Mic in the house. Got your boy Gary Steele. Got Terry Bennett. And we got a couple of new cast members on the show today. We got Shell B. Shell B. They can't see them fingers up. You gotta say something.
Hi.
And we got our girl Lex on the phone with us, man. Lex out there doing her thing. She got the little lingerie business going on. Let's tell them a little bit about what you got going on. Also, we got our boy Jay Riggs, but back to you, Lex. Let them know what kind of lingerie business you got going on and what you're doing right now.
Okay, well, I launched Nudes it's called Nudes Lingerie Boutique. It's an online-only lingerie line. I've got plus size. We've got a bunch of different colors. I have a hot girl summer collection dropping May 1st. So ladies and men, come get your girl right. So yeah, it's really fun. It's exciting. And yeah, pretty much it.
You got a whip?
I have a full-time job, though. I'm not just a lingerie guru. I actually have a full-time job, too, with Raymond James Finance. So that's a little bit about me.
You got a website for them?
I do. www.thenudesboutique.com.
All right, there we go. Hey, you know what, fellas? I forgot to tell y'all I had checked the email, and man, it was gonna be a surprise, but we got a sponsor. How about that?
Wow.
I know, right? J Red, what you think about that?
That's what I'm talking about. Keep it going.
I know, right? But anyway, today's show is gonna be brought to you by these nuts.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, boy.
Oh, boy.
Hey, G. Well, you ain't playing around today.
I mean, you came off the bat.
Yeah, no.
Hey, but the title of the show today, we got a good one for you. We got a real good one. This Tricky T, baby. We gonna let them raise it up, give them titty, whatever it need to nurture it. But we gonna the title of the day gonna be Snow White Haters. Snow White Haters, aka dating outside your race. For all the women out there, and this is mostly like geared toward the black women that just hate and can't stand the sight of a black man dating a white woman. We are not professionals in this. It's just a podcast, and we just giving our opinion, and we just gonna have a good time and a lot of laughs. We're gonna bring in this introduction. After that, we're gonna get this party started.
The Majestic Mic. Man, the Majestic Mic is a podcast that talks and covers everyday life situations and issues with a comical yet spiritual point of view. This type of podcast is to enlighten, educate, and entertain listeners from all walks and all areas. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Are you ready to get it poppin'? Hello, I hope all is well, I hope all is right. Hold on, please take off your shoes at the Majestic Mic. Any problems that you have, please leave them here. I need you all to be focused and seeing clear. We got some topics for the soul, so please have no fear. Come a little closer, up ambassador, got something for you to hear. Tricky T, are you sounding clear? J. Rick and Glenn, are you ready to get it poppin'? It's Majestic Mic. It's the Majestic Mic. It's the Majestic Mic. It's the
All right, everybody. Back to the show. By the way, too, listeners, Glenda not gonna be with us today. She had some stuff she had to take care of, but Glenda, man, we looking forward to when you come back. Miss you. All right, hope everything in order with you. Good deal.
Love you, Glenda.
All right, Tricky T. So what's all this fuss about now?
Well, man, I tell you what, this is a super hot show today. Snow White.
Haters.
But why? This is anybody. Why do black women have a problem with black men dating outside their race? What you think, Gary?
I mean, I think when you think about, they may think it's a betrayal of the black culture, of the black nation. They may think it's a betrayal, considering all the oppression that we've been through, everything that we've been through as a black nation. and then to see a black man turn around and date the enemy, which they're not really the enemy, but I would use that. They probably consider that you're dating the enemy.
Yep, some of them say like that.
Okay, J. Reed, well, Lex, what do you think?
Yes. Okay, so first and foremost, I have to give y'all my background because I don't know if everybody knows. My mom is white, my dad is black. We have had a lot of these conversations in my household because personally, I'm not a Snow White hater. I just feel that most white women who are dating black men, if they're dating a black man of, comes from a, nice, good wealth, I personally feel like they probably wouldn't do it if he was down in the dirt, didn't have a good job. Like the NFL wives, that kills me because a lot of these men came from the dirt. And if they were still in the dirt, I just personally just don't think they would be with him. That's my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. Now, go ahead.
Well, Lex, you know what? I could agree with you somewhat, but my thinking on this is the good Lord made all of us. If a person wants to date outside their race, I mean, I personally don't have a problem with it because I dated white, black, Puerto Rican, Spanish. I don't have a problem with it at all. I mean, I don't even worry about it. I got so many other things to worry about. You know what I mean? If there's a black woman with a white guy, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, if whoever makes you happy, I mean, that should be the bottom line, whether they're black or white.
Yeah, definitely. That is the bottom line. But I just don't think, I think a lot of like I said, I think it's just kind of case by case.
Right.
But, right. It is case by case, though. But I actually asked my dad one time, why did you decide, pursue white women? And his words were, when he was younger, the white women were a lot easier to deal with. He said he could kind of do whatever he wanted to do with the white women, mess around, kind of mess off. The white girls didn't really do too much. They kind of stayed down. And then the black girls would kind of come after him. They would pop his tires, mess his bike up. Like, it was too much trouble for him. He said it was too much trouble for him. And so...
I think he got a point right there.
He do.
So he just said, basically, he was able to kind of do what he wanted to do in peace for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But again, it was a funny conversation. He laughed after he said it. I think there was some seriousness to it, but yeah. So I don't know. But that's kind of my take on it.
Wow, that's good. Well, you know what, Shelby, would you like to partake in this right here? Because it looks like you're on the other side of that microphone with
mean mugging.
Yeah, mean mugging. Is there anything you like to put in on this deal here?
How do you feel about that, Shelby?
Well, my opinion is, I mean, everybody might not agree with me. Just my, just my own opinion. I really think that most of them will look at the other side of the field, which the white women will think that, oh, okay, they're more privileged than us. That, okay, they do more than we do.
Talking about black women.
Yeah, they look at the white women that they do more than we do. But you have some good black women that's out there. But if you don't take the time to look at it, you're going to look at all of us as, okay, all of them are bad black women. We're all are not bad women. If you just take your time to look, to seek, look thoroughly, then you will find a good black queen.
Well, yeah. That
what does the same things as white women does. Yeah. And some of us do a lot better job than some of those will do. And but you got some of them that will look at them like, okay, I got me a black man now. Well, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, y'all.
No, you all right. Yeah, you good.
But some of them, you got some women, they think that, okay, I'm gonna get this black man, just to get back at them, to show them that we can do way better than them.
You actually
because
think
you got
that?
Some of them, not. Yeah. I mean, a majority of them, but some of them think that's why I think my opinion.
Right. Okay.
And some of them fall for it, and then that's when the black man come on there and say, well, the majority of black women has attitudes. All of us don't have attitudes. If you just sit there and study us. All of us don't have that. You never know what our backgrounds might be.
Right.
You never know what we might have been through to have attitudes.
Right.
If you just get, sit there and get to learn us, then you'll know us. All of us ain't perfect.
Right.
I'm just saying we ain't, all of us ain't, ain't gonna do the same thing as white women does. But I'm just saying that there are good black women out there that does good as white women does. We work, we clean, we take care of our men.
Yeah.
Just et cetera, et cetera.
So what? Okay, from listening to your husband, and he's always praising you, and I mean my hat goes off to you. What considering how you grew, the way you grew up, what made you one of those submissive type women? Considering the background that you had coming up.
Well, I mean, I could say as growing up, I've always seen, the side of town I stayed on, I've always seen, mostly black couples back in the 90s.
Right.
And, in the 90s and the 2000s, that's when I started to see racial couples.
Yeah.
And then, that's what, kind of started to kind of question me about that. Like, okay, what is that is so bad about us to make them go to the, to the other race,
Right.
That's my thing about that, just saying that, if you really just check us out thoroughly. That's the main thing. I mean, all of us is not bad. There are some good, some good seeds out there. We're not all bad like that.
Well, let me ask you this question.
She say, check us out thoroughly.
Let me ask you that. When you was out there and you started noticing all those, you started seeing the black couples, and then you started seeing the white and black. Did you notice that when the black couple, he said something to the wife and she said, F-U-O-B-A nigga? And then did you notice you seen a white woman? She'd be like, all right, however you want it. It's your way.
You right.
I mean, I experienced that, I experienced that. Because I'm in the background. I can't. Because I had a relative that was like that towards her husband.
Right.
And, she was, just on him like she can beat him. And
right.
knowing she can't beat him. So, yeah, I witnessed that there. And I even witnessed that with my own parents when my dad was abusive to my mom,
Right.
And I've always learned that, which I didn't pick up from what they've been through. I've always thought about as growing up as I'm going to always treat my black king like a king.
Right.
He deserves that. There is no reason. I mean, we're going to all have our ups and downs. We're going to have our ins and outs, whatever. But still, I'm just going to do whatever it takes to make it work.
Right. Okay.
And I'm going to do whatever it takes to help my help me. I'm going to do whatever it takes to go out my way to, to bring to the village, I mean.
Okay, well, I got a question now, and I'm gonna let you and Lex handle this right here because y'all on the ladies' end. I'm playing devil's advocate on this other end.
I can play it too.
Okay,
Hey,
that's good.
Hey, T. Before you go ahead, let me throw this out there. You know what? From my perspective on that, when it comes down to it, one thing that I really look at when in those type of relationships is I hope both individuals know what they're getting into. As far as being able to put up with the things the looks that they gonna get, people gonna be shooting them units, when they see those interracial relationships and things of that nature. So that's my thing with it. And another side of that is I do look at the history of how we was treated as black people, and then you're gonna get there to go out and date a white woman.
Right, I agree.
Well, Jay Riggs, I just don't understand is, man, whoever makes you happy, whether it's black, white, green, or yellow, isn't that the most important thing? Whoever makes you happy. If I find a white lady that makes me happy, then you know what I'm saying, I ain't worried about what everybody else talking about. If she makes me happy, or I find a black woman. You know what I'm saying?
But there's also a lot of aspects in the relationship that the other party can't understand because they've never experienced it firsthand. That's like me. I can try as hard as I want to, as even just a mixed race woman, to try to understand maybe the discrimination that Hispanics have faced or Asians. But I don't know what that feels like from them or whatever somebody else's situation is. So like, like for me personally, I wouldn't want to date. I had my first boyfriend was actually white. He was white. But for me now, being older, I don't feel like I can, see 100% eye to eye with a white man, especially a white man. For me, I don't know how white women can really understand how a black man feels on a day-to-day basis. How he has to walk into a room differently. You like a prime example, like my dad. He's very big, like you, Mr. Carey, 6'6". He weigh a good amount. Like he can't come into every room looking how he maybe he wants to look, or maybe just naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're in the grocery store and he walks past a little white lady. He says, excuse me, make sure it's known so he doesn't scare anybody. He knows he's big.
Right,
and I just feel like white women, they can say they understand, like, oh, yes, I understand. I get it. But you don't get it back. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's another reason why I feel like I wouldn't scold anybody or, look down on them for it. But I just don't understand how you can date somebody who has no idea the struggle it is for you to be a black man in 2021, in 2001, whatever year it was. That's again, my opinion.
Well, Jay Riggs, from based on what you said, it goes back to what I said in the beginning. So do a part of you see that as a betrayal to the black man, the black nation, black culture?
Right. I'm speaking from a general perspective, not from me, because right now today, of course, it don't matter no more today.
Right.
But when you sit down and think about it, what do you all sit down and talk about for Thanksgiving? Her family white, your family black. You know what I'm saying? Is the N word thrown around in that conversation?
Well, no.
I just think about stuff like that.
You talk about
not in no negative way. Go ahead.
Jay Reeves, you talk about credit. That's what you.
Well, that do make a point.
Well, you know what, Jermaine? Now that you mentioned that, that was the type of that situation was something that I dealt with in my family. I had some family members, and man, the conversation, with these particular family members, man, white people this. Every Thanksgiving dinner, because, my grandma used to cook and invite everybody over. So pretty much every Thanksgiving dinner, our white counterpart name would come up, but it would come up in a negative way. White people this, white people that, white people did this or white people did that. That was the nature of the conversation. Then all of a sudden, this joker started, he done met him a white woman. And start dating a white woman. So everybody scratching their head because they like, well, wait a minute. This joke, every time you turn around, this joker is, white people this and white people that. And now the nature, of our conversation at Thanksgiving dinner really did have to change. So at one day, I just couldn't take it no more. I asked him, I said, hey, man, look, man, all these years, man, you be talking about white people this and white people that. And then, man, you go out and get one and you date her. What's up with that? Basically, what he told me, he say they're different. So I kind of, out of my own opinion and out of my own thought process, I kind of figured out what he was talking about. I personally think he was talking about they're a little more submissive. Because his last wife, she was a little hard. She was a sister, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that all sisters are like that. But as black women, I do feel that a lot of black women are raised to be tough. They raised to depend on themselves, and they're raised that pretty much everybody is the enemy and out to get them, and that's just my opinion on that.
What you think about the finances, G? You think the black woman is raised to drain the black man as far as the finances?
Well, in the hood, I'm going to say yeah, because I've heard sayings like, I've heard black women say they mom taught them, you better use your moneymaker. Okay, if you're using your moneymaker, what you using it for? You're using it to get money out the black man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which is not necessary that you're using it specifically for the black man. You're going to take that idea and that concept and you're going to use it probably toward any man. But I'm saying that's what some of them are taught. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're taught you better get them before they get you. You better get all you can out of them. A lot of times in those areas that we call the hood, they grow up and they see mama doing it. You know what I'm saying? And like we said in the last show, training, trauma, and tradition.
Yeah.
And don't forget about that Negro they call Tricky T.
Yeah.
Well, but anybody else? What's your ideas on that?
Yeah,
Thoughts on that?
Well, I have a question.
Yeah,
I have
ahead.
a question. So when you say to drain the black man, can you specify on that? Because I didn't like that terminology. I need you.
Well,
I need you to break that down.
I'm glad, Lex. I'm glad you asked that question right there. I'm glad you asked that question. But my thing
Do I need to put my seatbelt on, T?
Not just yet. You keep it off right now. Don't put your seatbelt on just yet. I'll let you know. But my thing is, coming from my perspective, and this is not all black women, there are some very, very beautiful black women that can stand on their own feet. A lot of the ones that I have met in the past, man, say for instance, you go out to dinner. It's just ridiculous. I don't know if I'm going to like you. You don't know if you're going to like me. When the bill comes out, you turn your back. Why are you turning your back when the bill comes out?
They raise their hand like they going to church, so they go to the bathroom.
Or they go to the bathroom, or they go outside to smoke a cigarette. You know, I'm in here paying the bill. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind paying the bill, but at least stay there till the bill is paid. You got all this stuff to go do. Now, dating these white women that I used to date, they'll pull out that credit card. It's not a problem. They'll just pay it. That's just what they do. And I'm not saying all black women.
Mr. Terry, I got to stop you because you can't. Are you telling me on the first date, a white woman pulled that card out and said, "Oh, I got it." You asked her to.
We'll pull that card out, Lex. No problem.
The ones you dated,
first
right?
of all,
the ones that I dated.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
It's the truth, though, Lex.
What?
Okay, but did you raise your daughter?
Why would you think that's disrespectful?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Okay, no, as a woman who I have no problem paying the bill, but if you ask me on a date, sir, you are paying. I'm sorry, because if I ask a man on a date, if I ask him, "Hey, let's go get some wings," I assume I'm paying because I initiated the date.
Because
if you ask me to come on the date, you have the nerve to, number one, either split the bill or
split that bill, Lex. That's right. I want you to split that bill. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I want. Hey, this 2020 right now. This 2020. This ain't no 1950. This 2020. I want to split
our last date.
Well, that'll be fine. I'll move on to the next one. I'll move on to the next one. That's why.
Have a great time.
And see, this is what I'm talking about, Lex. That mentality right there. That's what our sisters' mentality is. That's what our sisters' mentality is.
No. Because you got daughters. You got daughters. Did you raise your daughters? Did you raise your daughters to take care of men? Did you raise them that way?
I taught my daughters to stand on their own 2 feet. But I'm talking about the ones that I. Yes, but but you got to realize, Lex, all black fathers and mothers are not teaching their daughters this. I'm telling you, I have went out on many dates, Lex. These are facts.
So, Lex, it ain't that strong. It ain't that black woman out there that comes sit at that table. You done been out on a date. She don't just pull out that card and say, "Baby,
I'm the one who pulled that card out."
Lex, check this out. Lex, say you really feeling this dude. You really digging this dude. You really want to get with him. You still went pull that plastic out and just say, "Baby, I got this."
On the first date? Absolutely not. No.
Hey, if you
so funny.
If you ain't gonna pull out on the first date, you ain't gonna pull out on the 5th date either.
That's not true. That is not true because I have been on plenty of dates. Number one, if you're asking me to split the bill, I'm very turned off because now I'm thinking maybe your finances aren't right. Maybe you shouldn't be dating somebody right now.
No.
Maybe you should go home.
That's
figure out how to order.
I had black women ask me out and they still wanted me to pay the bill. What do you got to say to that?
No, and I said if I ask you out on a date, I'm going to assume I'm paying. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm also not going to buy something that costs less because I feel bad about your credit card. I'm going to buy what I would buy myself. If I want to get some lobster because I can afford lobster, I'm going to assume that while we're on this date, you can also afford lobster. Don't ask me out if you don't have the coins ready. That's how I feel. Because I'm not going to ask nobody else to come out with me if my coin's not ready to pay.
That's why I was getting the white women because they didn't mind putting that credit card out. That's why I did it. That's why I did it because they didn't mind putting that credit card out. That's right. They didn't mind.
And what's so crazy is that this new generation of men, it's like, and even it sounds like your generation
too. Now that's a different. That's a whole nother topic right there. It's this generation. Go ahead, Lex.
But what I'm saying is, I'm noticing men are compromising a lot more. The traditional way was you take a woman out to eat, you pay. It's just a respectful thing to do. Now, like I said, always have my coins ready. I have no problem. I've paid the bill more than a lot. I pay the bill a lot, and I have no problem doing it again. But I do feel like it's a respect thing. I think it's the same thing as, paying the house bill. I feel like if y'all move in together, in my opinion, the way I was raised, I think if I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm folding your laundry, I'm doing all this. I'm not also splitting rent with you. I think that maybe you take the rent, I'll take the petty bills. I'll do Wi-Fi, electricity, water. I'll cook, clean, laundry's gonna be done. Like that's how I was raised. That's what I think. That's comfortable for me.
I agree.
But
my opinion. I just feel like you can't ask me to cook for you, clean for you, put everything, the house is clean, sparkling clean, you got a nice bed to lay in at night, and you want me to pay half the bills? Sir, no, that's
what's
not
wrong with that, Lex?
He can't just sit up there and play the video game.
and not have no
house out there. You just sit around playing old video games.
But you know,
what's wrong with that?
But you know what's changing the game, Lex and Shelby? Something that women wanted. And they voted for it and they fought for it.
Equality.
That's
what you wanted.
Y'all wanted equality.
You're right.
But
so you're telling me it's unfair for me to cook and for you to pay the bills? I'm a cook, clean, everything's done. When you get home, you don't do
I
nothing.
can cook. You pay the bills then.
That's fine. If that's what you want to do, that is fine.
Well, Miss T, I had a question for you. Since I'm gonna play the devil advocate. Since you say that white women do this and do that, and you give them the highest praise,
I'm giving the highest praise.
I'm just saying, how come you didn't marry one?
Well, I wasn't gonna marry one. I just gonna have fun with them.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was going to have fun, and that's why I had fun with them.
Yeah.
But what did I marry?
I'm just saying.
What did I marry?
But I'm just saying though. But I'm just saying you giving them more props.
Wait a minute. Wait.
He is.
Okay.
He is.
Wait.
You give more props. What
okay.
about us?
You got to give props to where it's due, no matter what color you are, whether you Asian.
Well, I'm just saying because you always. I mean, I ain't never heard you say, well, okay, I never met. You never say that. Okay, I met this black woman that was amazing, that done this and that, and et cetera, et cetera.
It was some.
Well, what about you? Didn't speak on that.
It was
some.
He
does. He speak on that all the time when he talk about you. Yeah. But wait a minute.
Well, I say he didn't want to get me on here.
But wait a minute. But wait a minute. Check this out. Okay. I dated like a few white women too in my past. And I ain't gonna necessarily even say dated. And matter of fact, that's where the title of the show came from, Snow White Haters, because I was seeing this white girl at one point in my life, and my mom had asked me, she was like, hey, how's Snow White doing? So that's where the name Snow White came from. She asked me how Snow White doing, so I said she's doing all right. But my mom cool. She is whatever. As long as you treating her son right, you cool with her. So color, I don't really think is a boundary for her. But what I will say is that, look, I didn't never want to marry one because I'm on the quest to be successful. I'm on the quest. I might well go ahead on and say it. I'm on the quest to become a millionaire, and I really want to keep my finances in my community with my people. So, like T said, it was just something to play with. But
that's right.
You will acknowledge the difference in no matter who. If you dated a dark-skinned woman, you going to compare how she treated you to a light-skinned woman. If you dated an Asian woman, you going to compare her how she treated you to a Filipino woman. If you date, and what we talking about today, if you date a white woman, you going to compare the difference between her and a black woman. And we're not saying that all black women are like that, and we're not saying that all white women are like that. I think where T is coming from, just the ones that he dated, because T was very particular about who he dated. If you created drama, he wasn't going to mess with you. And most guys, if you are the type of guy that you looking for a female to pay, that's what you're going to target. And that's what you're going to find. That's what you're going to attract. I'm not going to say one is better than the other, but I will say that there's different teachings in their household than our households. You see, y'all understand what I'm saying?
For sure. There is different teachings.
Right. See, I got a question. Can I throw this question out there?
Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
See, was the Putin any different?
Well, okay, J-Red. Now you asked a good question. Now you're talking, J-Red. Okay, J-Red. Put it like this right here, J-Red. This is just coming from my experience, and I can't say I'm gonna put it like this here, J-Red. They have
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, they are generally more submissive in the bedroom, and I mean J-Riggs, and I'm talking about what anything goes. Now, there are some black women that do that too.
Yes.
But it's probably about 75%, you know what I'm saying, to 25.
Right.
they gonna do whatever. Well, excuse my language. Whether it's you want your booty licked, they gonna do that. You want your balls licked, they gonna do that. If you want your underarms licked, they gonna do that. They just a submissive race. That's what they gonna do. Now, I'm gonna tell you about some of the sisters that I mess with. When it comes to that right there. Boy, get that from around me. You got a bump on your dick. I don't want that right there. Get that out of my face. I'm not licking no booty. Whatever you like, that's what they not gonna do all that.
Oh, boy.
Coming from my experience, and I done been on both sides, J. Red. That was a great question. Great question.
So they more submissive in the bedroom also?
In the bedroom, look here, man. If you want your feet licked, they'll lick your feet. Whatever you want goes. My experiences, all my sisters ain't doing this. They're just not going to do it. You do have some sisters that do this. But on the scale, the white women, they're going to do it. That's just what it is. And
now, this ain't no disrespect to white women.
Disrespect.
You're telling me that they should understand where you're coming from, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're very submissive to their man.
They not just freaky teeth?
Whew. Man, that freaky part, oh my God, that'd be another thing here, J. Reed.
Another topic for another show.
But they just coming from my perspective, like I say, man, hey, that's just what it is. You want to know the question? I just gave you the real facts. They're gonna do whatever it takes. And don't get me wrong, we do got some sisters that are gonna do whatever it takes too. But I
just don't feel like that is a very accurate. I mean, I know that's your personal experience.
Yeah, that's my personal experience.
I just truly feel like black women, I feel like we endure a lot of strength. I think we hold our men down a lot more, and we don't get credit for it because I just feel like we don't get credit for it. I feel like black women, there's a lot of black women out there, single moms, doing the damn thing. I feel like we don't complain. We just take it on and just do it. Like we figure it out, we just do it. I feel like a lot of white women, they are submissive, but they ask for help more. They're kind of like, I just feel like it's just, I don't want to say it's a weaker like tendency, but it just sounds like like men like to glorify white and quote unquote foreign women for whatever reason. I don't know if it just looks better, but I truly feel like black women just are the stronger when it comes to all the races of women. That's my opinion. I feel like we endure a lot more.
And that's a hell of an opinion. You're probably right. I'm going to give you that. You're probably right. But he asked me about the submissive part.
Well, I'll say this. I agree 100% with you, Lex. Having to endure what the black women had to endure, even in the era of slavery, because you got this white slave owner that when you were called to the house, you knew what time it was. At any point, any time, he could do anything he wanted, have his way. Black women have survived all that. And my hats goes off to them, like Michelle B said earlier. Hats go off to the black queens out there. I have the utmost respect for you. But I am going to kind of like play devil advocates on this statement. Do you think that maybe you are a little too strong?
Yes, I absolutely think that's an accurate statement. I think that some women, I don't think I am personally, I think some women have a hard time being submissive because, and that's almost, in my opinion, unattractive to some men because, well, damn, if you can do it all, what do you need me for? You know what I'm saying? I feel like some women just kind of have to tone it down and be submissive, like you said, when they want to. But I also think that a lot of men have this like pre-instilled notion that white women are easier to be with, they're more easygoing. I feel like if you just take that, like what Michelle was saying earlier, if y'all just take that out and take the time to get to know black women instead of approaching every black on black relationship you have as, oh, this woman's gonna be crazy if I do this, or like I feel like y'all put that energy in the universe and now it's just out there. Like people assume black women are hard to deal with, and we don't put up with this and that, and for whatever reason that's I guess a negative like perception for some reason. But the way I look at it is, I don't know if y'all seen that experiment, but they basically had, black and white babies sit down and look at the black doll and look at the white doll, and they would ask, what's the bad baby? Which baby stole something? Which baby didn't listen? And both black and white babies would point to the black doll and say, oh, that's the bad baby. So I think it's kind of a very similar, situation, I think, when it comes to, black men, like what y'all are saying on here, y'all had a very almost, not a negative outlook, but just a little bit more negative compared to the white women outlook. And I feel like it's just been instilled over years and years and years, and now y'all are kind of in your ways with it. And so that's where I think this, notion that white women are just the easier race to be with and whatever comes from.
Well, could it be the hype or could it be the attitude?
I think it's both. I think that black women definitely, we don't put up with as much for sure. But I also think that they're, like I said, it's a preconceived notion that black women are ABC and white women are XYZ.
Well, I'm not going.
So do you think that because women love to be, uplifted, but the black woman sometimes don't uplift the black man. You said that some of y'all gonna treat him as a king. Do you really?
They do uplift them, but you just gotta understand their method of uplifting. Their uplifting is, nigga, you ain't finna lay around this house all day. Basically, what they saying is, baby, this is what they saying, baby. I want you to get up and I want you to live to your full potential. See, but you gotta understand that as a black man. It's just the way they brought it out. And now,
different love languages.
Yeah, I think in their heart, some of them are saying, when they say, man, Negro, get your A up and get out there and go look for a job. I think in their heart, they're saying, baby, you can do this. And I want you to go out there and do this.
Well, why she don't just say it like that?
Because we wasn't taught to say it like that. We were taught that you have to respond to the black man hard like that. And I think that goes back to Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch not only affected the slave man, I think the Willie Lynch syndrome affected the slave women too as well.
Right. You made some good.
I think that black women are just more of like you take care of me, I take care of you.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said I feel like men should pay the bills. I'm taking care of you in every other aspect. I am treating you like a king. Why do I have to also put the bills? You're head of household, right? You're the man, right? I follow you, right? Like, I feel like that's the way I approach things. I take care of you, you take care of me, and that's what it is. It's not really necessarily about the money because I can't pay the bills. I can pay the bills, but I'm taking care of you though. Why are you not taking care of me?
Well, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna let you go and pay that rent and that mortgage and stuff. I know how to cook and clean. I can take care of the baby. I can do all those things. How come it's always got to be the man to do all that stuff?
I ain't got no problem doing it.
I go a little more.
That's my opinion. That's what I thought, man.
I go a little more.
My dad asking my mom for money. That's my upbringing. So that's why that's respectable to me.
I go a little more deeper with you. Black women, a lot of them got good hearts. They just, it's really a trust issue. And this is just my opinion. I think the root of it is a trust issue. Them black women having to trust the black man. And I say that because a lot of black women, once they get to an area that they can truly trust you, I think a lot of them begin to tone it down. And I think a little more submissive side of them come out. But in the beginning, they don't trust you. They don't trust black men, and they on their guard. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to add to that, dude. And I think it has a lot to do with previous relationships on what we've been through with that guy. A lot of times we could be down for that guy, but he end up stumping our hearts over and over again. We'd be so stomped on it that we can't, after he leaves. And we trying to work it out with him, but he still leaves anyway and go to somebody else.
Right.
It's hard to put our trust in him back because we be so deeply hurt, be so deeply cut, and then we get to a new person and you just kind of question yourself like, okay, this person going to do the same thing the last one does,
Right.
And you just, you're trying to love them, but sometimes you still have your guards up high because you don't know, if you can trust him or not. You don't know if he's going to do the same thing. So, the wounds, they really cut deep.
So the response to that, meeting that new guy, is to be a little more hard on him. And if he can break through that shell and penetrate that area, then you'll tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, that way he can really get to know us on what we've been through.
Right.
The scars that we had to deal with as being whipped. That's the main thing of it. It's like once he get to know us and see our backgrounds, and then he'll learn to know how to deal with us,
right,
thoroughly.
right.
Like,
so wait a minute now. Let me ask you a question, Shelby, since she said that right there.
Okay.
So you mean to tell me I gotta thoroughly be talked to any kind of way by you, and then you want me to be with you? I'm going to get me a white girl or a Spanish girl or whatever girl that's going to treat, you know what I'm saying?
They can do the same thing, too.
I'm just saying, this is what you,
yeah, that's a good point.
They can do the same
that's
thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's
what you teach. I got to endure all this physicality towards me, and I just met you because of what you went through the previous relationship. That's what, and see, this is why I don't understand is, then he go out and get somebody else that don't do that. Why you mad?
Oh boy! Well, let me share this
Why
story.
You mad?
Let me share this story with you with one of my. This was with my my ex-wife, and we was young. This was before we had ever got married. Man, I had let her put on a pair of my shoes one day because we could wear the same size. So she always liked those shoes, and she had a little outfit on. The shoes were clean with them, right? So we on our way going to the beach, man, and we stopped at this little gas station. So she was sliding the shoes on. And I seen her like bend in the back, you know, when you putting your foot. So I was like, hey, man, don't walk on the back of my shoes. You talking about, I ain't, asshole. So the white guy in the store, he looked at me.
That's just going a little
yeah,
too far.
he looked
That's
at me. I looked at him. We looked at each other. But the thing is, that's what T is talking about. He shouldn't have to be talked to like that. And nobody, whether you male, female, white, black, nobody should have to be talked to like that. You know, but it's white women that do it too. You know what I'm saying? It's black women that do it, Asian women that do it. It's all kind of women that do it. But I think that, like I say, T is coming from the ones that he met. I'm pretty sure there's some white people out there, white women out there that carry those same attitudes.
Right, yeah.
Like the sisters do. But the hype is white women are more submissive. That's what the hype is. And that's what a lot of people go with because we go with what we hear on a regular basis. If you keep hearing something over and over and over and over again, well, that's a subliminal message, and you begin to believe that it's true. And then if you actually enter that environment and you experience it, you definitely a believer then. Go ahead, J. Rick.
Right. Can we go along the lines of is it safe to say that some black men get tired of the white woman attitude, and because of that, he just go ahead and go date a white woman?
Wait a minute.
What y'all think?
You mean the black woman, right? You mean that black woman, Jerry, not white woman?
Huh?
You mean black woman? A guy get tired of the black woman attitude and then just go date a white woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so, ladies. Well, you know what? Before you answer that, ladies, Michelle, would you date a white man?
I'm sorry, what was the question? Do I think that?
No, I asked Michelle. I'm sorry. I asked Shell B. Would she date a white man? And Lex, you too. At where you are in life right now, would you date a white man? Would you date outside your race?
Where I'm at right now, no. Okay. I mean, so can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So I don't really discriminate either. I feel like if the vibe is really good, you know what I'm saying, then maybe I'll think about it. But initially, I'm not gonna approach somebody. It's not really just all other races. Like I would maybe consider somebody Hispanic before I went all the way full blown white. I don't know for whatever reason, but I just don't think so. It's not really I'm not really attracted to that race like that. So probably not.
Yeah. Are you racist?
Very good question there. Very good question.
No, I'm not racist. I think we all have what we're attracted to. That's my initial thing. And personally, I don't know. I didn't really have a struggling childhood or anything, but I tend to be more attracted to people who have kind of gone through something and not necessarily financially, but I like people who have kind of been through something in their life.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of white men, I guess generally speaking, haven't had too much struggle, and I feel like it's hard to be with somebody who has only seen one side of the carpet.
But Lex, you can't say that. You don't know what kind of
struggle. I can't say that. You're right. I can't say that.
Yeah.
But like I said, generally speaking,
I know some white guys, Lex, that I grew up with struggle like people from the hood. So that's why I say you can't say that.
Stop. Yeah. Stop. And I'm not saying they have to struggle financially. I mean, I just feel like they have to have endured something. Because how do I know how you're going to handle something when we have to endure something? I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I know what you're saying, Lex.
I feel like somebody who's had a perfect upbringing and a perfect world. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows?
I know what you're saying, Lex. They'll never understand what it is to be a black man, to have racial profiling.
Yeah, and then it's not even like it has to be a struggle. It's just like I have two very different sides of my family, and I've just been exposed to both. So I can relate easily to both, whether it was firsthand or secondhand. Like I don't want to bring you around a family, and you're sitting at the cookout like, what's going on? Like this is, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my.
We have a cookout. We have a cookout.
They don't know what it's like to be discriminated on a job. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of issues going on right now, and how can we even talk about it if you can only see one side?
Right, exactly. Certain things about the black man that they could never experience. They can have. They can say, "Well, I know of it," but actually have experienced what it's like to be turned away because you was black, or be denied credit because of your skin complexion.
Thinking that we ain't got we're not educated, and they look down on us. Some of them look down on us because of that, because we don't have no education.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying. It's just you just feel like there are certain areas that they just cannot relate.
Well, wait a minute, Gary. Can you ask me that question? And this is if I wasn't married to my beautiful wife. Can you ask me that question that you asked me?
What would you? Are you racist?
No. Would I date if I wasn't married? Would I date a white girl if it wasn't married?
Well, we already know you would.
Oh, okay. I guess we have to go into it.
I would too, but I don't know about the actual marriage part.
That you right. Yeah. That part right there. No,
that's what I'm saying.
That's the marriage part, but.
Right, but at my age, I'm kind of dating to marry. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm 25 going on 26. I'm not going to sit around and just really mess around like that. I'm not really in that phase in life. I feel like if I'm spending time with you, like, is it going to go somewhere or what are we doing?
Right.
Well, we don't know if it's going to go anywhere, Lex, because we got to start getting to know each other.
But see, that ain't what. Don't know. Well, that's telling you. This is going to tell you right here what we thinking about. First of all, if I'm thinking about dating, especially when I was younger, and I'm saying that I don't really have no concept of marrying this person, I was just doing one thing. That's what it was about.
Right.
That's the fun part.
That's what it was about. But okay, Lex, another question for you. You say you grew up in an interracial home, right?
Yeah.
So who is the black? Who is black in the home and who is Caucasian?
My dad's black. My mom's white.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What was your mom? Did you notice more submissiveness, or did you even notice a level of submissiveness from your mom toward your dad?
Yeah. So me and mom are very similar. She is very submissive to my dad. Whatever he wants, he gets it. But like I said, my dad, she's been a stay-at-home mom for years, and he takes care of everything. He takes care of her. She takes care of him. She does his laundry. She cooks for him. Anything he wanted, it wasn't why this, why. She just did it because they had a good relationship. That's what she did for him. Now, I will say, I'm going to give you an instance because now y'all going to laugh at this. Very, very true story. I cannot make this up. So back, 30 years ago, but right before they got married, my dad was messing around with some other white girl from the hospital. They both worked at the hospital together. And my mom found out and she asked him, hey, can I borrow your car today? And she took off her shift. She had this whole thing planned out. She knew that they were going to be at their house, or at my dad's house at the time. And she knew that the girl was going to be there, the other white girl. So my mom took my dad's gun, put it in his car, pulled up to his house while she was supposed to be, quote unquote, working, but she was off. Came in, didn't say anything, just sat down while they were at the dinner table with a glass of wine, and put his gun on the table and didn't say nothing. And for me, that's a very bold move. My mom is very submissive, but she was kind of like, this is the last time you're going to do this. And she I feel like that's a very bold move for a white woman. I've never really heard of white women doing anything that crazy. And that was kind of the end of it.
But that,
you don't need to say nothing. You put that on the table.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But those are emotions. Emotions have a tendency of breaking rules. You know what I'm saying? Emotions have a tendency of making you doing things that you never thought that you could ever imagine that you might have done. You know, when them emotions begin to kick in. But with Tricky T, I know one time I heard you say something about, okay, black women were like, well, why you dressed like that? I mean, what was some of those things that you had dealt with?
Because they were loose. Where I grew up at, it was 90% white. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I didn't dress like the jokers 15 blocks away.
All right, I got you.
You see what I mean? I didn't dress like them. You know what I mean? I could go either way, but I didn't dress like them. So guess what? I didn't dress like them. Black women was kind of like, look how you dress. You know what I mean? But then the white girls, they come along like, hey, he a cool dude. I don't care how he dress. I like it. And just go back to business. You see what I mean? They are hard because I didn't dress like nobody from the hood. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just that's crazy.
Yeah. Tradition, trauma, training.
Yeah, just like, oh my gosh.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
They was
yes,
like,
sir.
and J. Reed, this is what they would say. Look at him. He talk like he white. No, I got some education. That's why I talk proper, where you can understand. I don't have any slang. You know what I mean? Now, I can talk ghetto and slang, but that was another reason with me. Look at he talk like he white. No, I went to a good school, and I got some education. That's why I talk when you can understand. That's another problem black women used to have with me when I was coming through high school. And think about it. You want to joke out there talking like he don't got no sense, dressing like that. A guy like me who got some education, who was going somewhere, you won't talk to me because of that? And then you get mad when the white girls talk to me, and I be hanging out with them, and then you point your finger. Like, who you think he is? Look how he talk. Look how he dress. I mean, so judgmental.
Okay, so ladies, when you're in a situation like that as a man, what do you do? When your race is downing you and picking on you and don't want to have nothing to do with you, what do you do? How do you solve that issue?
I would say
you got this on the shelf. I don't know if I can do something like that.
I would just say he ain't meant for me because he'll accept me for who I am, regardless. If I got education or not. That's how I see it. Because I don't talk crazy like some of those out in the street. Now, I understand where you're coming from, Tricky T, whatever. But I understand that where you're coming from. Because even I said myself that, damn, he's talking so proper. God damn.
See, look at that. You see what I mean, J.
Let me finish. What I'm saying is that you got some black people out there, they don't talk slang, but they talk normal. You got some of those too. But you got some woman that look at us like, man, he or she can't even talk right at that.
So I can now that's why we can't judge people.
Right.
And that's why we can't judge situations, because we never know what took place in that person's life.
That's just like he correct me on my words all the time. Like, say that again, baby. I just be like, man, come on, really, man.
Well, I you know what, man? I kind of do that with my wife too. She'll say something, I'll be like, babe, that word don't quite go with that, But I'm like Lex, man. I'm kind of stuck. That was a heartfelt story.
But that's why I got, because of how I talk. I talk like I got some sense.
Yeah, and you know what? I got a story that about the way he talked that can kind of prove what he said. We for our listeners, we in the car hauling business, so we haul cars, right? So it's one morning, man. I'm on the phone with Terry, right? He go to this stop. It's by 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's still dark outside. So okay, Terry, big dude, black, bald head, that's intimidating.
Yeah.
He goes up to the dealership. Only person in the office is this little white lady, this little white girl.
I got a story on that when you get.
And he knock on the door, right? And I could hear in her voice as she talking to him. I can hear she just like trembling on the inside, and he'll agree. But he opened his mouth, and that joker started talking, and I guess she must have said, whew, he one of us. And she just got, and immediately she just got totally comfortable.
She did.
Yeah.
He ain't lying about that. She did.
Let me tell you a story. Because one evening we was going to Bono's, and he had on all black. Say, man, look at you. You can't go in these places with all black on. These people gonna think you trying to stick up the place. Oh, man, they ain't gonna think that. They ain't gonna think that. And I be doing. We walked in there, people looking at him like, I tell you.
Yeah, look, this dog gonna stick the place up.
Ain't going there looking like that.
Yeah, but you know what? One good thing that came out of this here today is we shouldn't judge people.
No, we can't.
We can't judge people, especially without even knowing them or knowing their background or knowing their history. You know what I mean? We got to just take them for what it is. You know what I mean? And that's one good thing.
Well, I would like to say this to the listeners, everybody on the panel right now. Look, whether it's white, black, Chinese, Korean, Indian, or whatever race you are, we can't say that this race of people treats an individual better than this race of people, because it's all based on that individual person.
Right.
You know, now you may have met a few that kind of seen the line up. Maybe 5 of them. That 6-1 might have went off the deep end. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's creating a lot of division, because now you're saying, you know, especially with the black women, because that's what the show is about. You know, Snow White haters, and preferably we talking about black women that have a problem with black men that date white women. It will make you upset if you hear Tricky T. If Michelle came to you and she was just like, for when you met her and she was like, well, white men are better than black men. That's gonna kind of touch you in some type of way. It's gonna touch anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, and I understand from the women point of view that when you hear this hype about white women are so much better in all these areas, it's going to create a wall, a shield, some anger, some resentment. It's going to create that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It just depends on the individual. That's what I say. It depends on the individual, because I got a good wife. I love my wife. She's very submissive. Now, when I first met her, yes, my wife was a little rough around the edges. But like Michelle said, over the course of years, once I got to know her, I got to learn her, you know, because even in the Bible it say wisdom, knowledge, and understanding builds a house. So guess what? I use wisdom to apply the things that I got knowledge on and the things that I began to start learning about her. So once I started learning about her, I learned how to deal with her. I learned what to say, what not to say. I learned how to approach her, you know, and that created the most submissive wife that a man could want. You know what I'm saying? It was always there. It was just I had to push through a lot of heartache, hurt, and pain. Our white counterparts, they might don't quite go through what we go through as the black nation or the black culture. So I'm not going to say that. You won't hear me say, well, white women are better than black women. What was the saying by Martin Luther King? Judge a person by the content of their character. For those out there that dated white women and they met the ones with good character, man, you know, good deal. But there are some black women that has good characters too. So I don't want nobody to take it offensive. If the shoe don't fit, you don't got to put it on. If you hear somebody saying this race is better than this race and you know who you are on the inside, it shouldn't even matter. As long as you know you are a good wife or a good person, it don't matter what they say. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got one myth that I want to put out here that I heard. And there's some black ladies that think black men go out with white women and have kids just so they think their kids would be pretty and have that long hair.
Man, now women, I've heard black women say that, but I haven't heard no man say that. I mean, because hey, look at it this way. Whenever you mix black with something, it always turns out beautiful. I don't care what nobody say. Now I take that to the grave with me.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. Yeah.
Whenever you mix black with something, it always turns out beautiful. Right, Lex?
Yeah, look at Lex.
You are 100% right. And you know, it's so funny that we had this conversation because I honestly sometimes forget that I come from an interracial relationship. I really do because of I just forget. I don't really see it that way. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a good topic of conversation. I do think that you should love who you love. If the vibe is right, they treat you good, and then go for it. I don't judge other people for it. I just, for me personally, that's just not my speed anymore. I transitioned to the dark side. I don't really want to go back. So that's just where I'm at.
Lex, why you don't want to go back?
I like it over here. I love it here.
Well, you know what? No, go ahead, Tricky T. I think we're finna ask the same question.
Does size matter?
You know what? If y'all don't ask no questions you don't want the answer to.
Oh my God.
It's more meat at the factory.
Please
Listen.
Got that prime, that what they call it, ribeye bone in.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, look, man. I guess we love
everybody though. We love all.
Right.
Yeah. You know, man,
date whoever you want to date and enjoy.
Exactly.
Right.
Just at the end of the day, this is all a Majestic might require from those relationships, no matter who it is, whether it's the same. Well, I ain't even finna say that one because I don't agree with that.
Glad you did.
But rather, and no offense. I just don't agree. I have my right to have that type of opinion. I'm not knocking anybody on what they do. I just don't agree. But whether it's white, black, Chinese, whatever, look, here at the Majestic Mic, we just want y'all to be treated right. So if the person is treating you right and they loving on you and making you feel like somebody, making you feel like you are the best thing that ever happened to them, doing what
paying them bills.
Okay, well, you know what? We gotta. Boy, I'm tongue tied. T, help me out, bro. Say something.
Hey,
she just threw me off with that.
I'm just playing with y'all. That was for Tricky T.
But as long as you're getting treated right, man, I don't care. And it doesn't matter whether I care or not. Just make sure whoever you're dating, whatever their race, whatever their color, get treated right. Get treated fair. Don't be in these relationships, man, where you're being dogged out, abused on. Don't do that. Get treated right. And don't leave and say, well, I left because this particular race treat me better. You just didn't find the one within your race that would treat you the way that you wanted to be treated. A lot of times, the way we get treated has something to do with what's going on with us inside. So when you get out here on this dating scene, examine yourself and make sure that the common denominator, because if you done been through 5 different women or 5 different men and you keep getting the same result, the common denominator is you.
Sound like you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it ain't that this race is better than this race. It may be some issues within yourself that you might need to deal with. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Man, great show. I think this would be one for the ages right here.
I know, right? Shelby, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I hope you to calm down because you was looking like a bulldog baptizing lemon juice.
Hey, she sure was for a minute. I was like, is that my wife over there?
Yeah, but I thought I was gonna have to take Tricky T home with me tonight.
Hey, but
bro.
You know what though? You know what? I'm just gonna pull out that Cardi B song.
the WAP. Oh man,
that's all.
Man, Lex, thank you for being on the show with us, man. We love having your presence on here this evening. And man, we hope that it'll be many more that you'll join in with us. So.
Oh, definitely. I'm always ready to put my opinion where it is not welcome. So whenever y'all need an opinion, you know who to call. Thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun.
All right. And Shelby, thank you. We're so glad.
Thank y'all for inviting me.
Yeah, I know, right? She done loosened up now. Shelby was nervous in the beginning, boy.
she got that drink.
Hey, man, she was shaking so bad at one, I thought she was popping the locket. Well,
that was good.
J Riggs, you good? Anything you want to say?
But no, like I said, man, I summed it up like you summed it up. I couldn't put it in no better words. That it don't matter, man. Life is here for us to enjoy life, whoever it is you're with. Just as long as you enjoy life.
Right, exactly. All right. Well, with that being said, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us with this episode of Majestic Mic. Much love. Peace.
Hey.